Hello world, my name is Christina Kren, a social media intern from OneHealthLessons.com. Today I have the privilege to talk with Aisha from Kampala, Uganda. Hello Aisha, how are you doing today?
Hello, Christina. Hello, Christina. I'm doing fine, and I'm happy to be calling in from Kampala this evening. Nice to meet you, Christina.
Nice to meet you too,
Nice to meet
Aisha.
you.
I have a question for you. As far as I know, you are the founder of the RWICA Foundation that is actually using the One Health approach for providing clean water in the region where you are living or in the province where you are living. Um, could you please tell me how the idea to create a foundation was born? What is the story behind this foundation and what motivated you to make a change in your community?
Thank you. Just to give you a brief background about RWICA, RWICA in full is Rural Water Initiative for Climate Action Limited. RWICA is an indigenous nonprofit organization that works with rural communities to promote environment conservation through a collaborative One Health approach in order to protect water catchment areas from human-induced water degradation activities. RWICA was founded in 2017 and came into existence in 2020 by Aisha by myself, with the help of 5 co-founding members. In 2017, we had a small community-based organization called Youth Empowerment for Change, and we're working with youths in the community to promote environment conservation so as to mitigate the diverse emissions that our country was going through a period of drought due to a lot of sunshine and heat. There was food shortage. So we came up with the idea of sensitizing people about climate change. And while we were doing this work, we carried out a grassroots research, and we found that the biggest pressing issue for the people was water scarcity. And so we thought, how about we create an organization that will be a channel for people to actually access safe water and have more water in their communities. So this is how we came up with Rural Water Initiative for Climate Action. I can give you a simple story about my personal experience when it comes to water scarcity in my country. As a child, I constantly suffered from diarrhea due to limited access to safe water for drinking. I missed school and my family suffered exorbitant hospital bills. I am now changing my suffering into an intrinsic motivation as a call to link human development to water and sanitation that take a better account of environmental imperatives and the preservation of ecosystems so that no child suffers again from water-related illnesses. This is my story about water scarcity and water-related illnesses. As a child and now as a youth advocating for environment conservation in Uganda.
Wow, you are such an inspirational person, Aisha. You have faced difficult life challenges, and from that difficult challenges, you came up with the idea to create something beneficial for your community, and that's outstanding. I am so much impressed, and I would like really to thank you from my experience. I would like to thank you from the bottom of my heart as well for making your community a better place to live. And perhaps one day, if we visit Uganda, we can say, yes, this is the work that was done by our friend Aisha. And definitely, One Health Lessons is here to serve as a platform to let your voice be heard all over the world. So that's why we're conducting this interview. And my main question is like, because I have joined One Health Lessons recently, how did the partnership started between RWICA Foundation and One Health Lessons? where did you guys meet, and how did you interact regarding the same issues that actually are faced in Uganda, but also in many parts of the world?
That's true. Thank you, Aisha. These are very good submissions and comments, and the question is great. RWICA, we are partners. One of our core values, we are partners, and we are pro-poor, because we understand the suffering that poor people go through, because we have been through the same. So we seek to be partners with different people, with like-minded individuals and organizations globally. We came in partnership and to know about the good work that One Health Lessons Initiative is doing through the One Health Social Science Initiative. Personally, I am a member, I'm a sociologist, I'm a social worker. I studied social sciences at the university. So I became a member of the One Health Social Science Initiative in 2017, and I have been a volunteering member since then to date. So at one point this year in July, we had an online webinar to talk about different challenges that we are facing globally, especially in this challenging time of COVID-19. And Dr. Deborah Thompson was presenting was presenting a speech about One Health Lessons Initiative and how the education movement can actually impact communities globally, starting from the grassroots level. So she developed a curriculum that I found very interesting, and she was seeking for volunteers who can translate this curriculum into different local languages. And this is how Dr. and who is also our lead chairperson of the One Health Social Science Initiative, connected me to Dr. Deborah, of the president of the One Health Lessons Initiative. And I agreed to volunteer, I gladly agreed to volunteer to translate the One Health Lessons in Uganda, because that's my local language. While I was translating, I found that there is very useful information that actually has been broken down to a language, to statements, I mean to sentences that can be understood clearly by a person at the grassroots level. And now here I was translating them in a local language, which could actually make people understand this much better and connect with the One Health education movement much better. So I requested Dr. Deborah that I can actually use these lessons to train the people in the community. When I submitted the translated work, dialect in Uganda, this is when I made a request, Dr. Deborah, and I must say that Dr. Deborah has been very cooperative and very helpful in this time. So this is how we got to train the people about the One Health lessons on COVID-19. So we came together with the help of the Youth Leadership Committee in my village where I stay, and we called together for action the local leaders. We brought together over 70 youths and 20 local leaders to come to, because we had to observe the COVID-19 standard operating procedures, which we did observe, and we had a one-day training, and people learned a lot. And so this is how we came in to work with the One Health Lessons Initiative. And I must say it has done a very good job in the community. The community learned a lot. We had small women enterprises who were handling sanitation, who were producing soap locally, and they were glad to learn about how we can prevent diseases, zoonotic diseases, using a One Health approach. The youth are now ambassadors. We have youth ambassadors in the community, all courtesy of the One Health Lessons Initiative, who are now spreading the gospel about One Health and how we can use it to prevent diseases, especially now COVID-19, which is a main challenge all over the world. So this is how we've worked with One Health Lessons, and our future plan is that we train 5 more communities in the country, in the 5 regions of the country. That's the northern region, the southern region, the western region, because now we have finished training the central region. We now hope to go to the western region and to train a traditional community living next to a game park. And we shall use the One Health Lessons curriculum.
Excellent. I mean, definitely your future plans are very well structured, and I truly hope so that actually this initiative of yours goes beyond the frontiers of Uganda, and basically I hope so that there will be also an impact in the neighboring countries of nearby Uganda. And I truly encourage you to even spread this idea among your friends who are living in other countries in Africa. And I am truly still impressed by the great initiatives that you're doing there. And I must say that in the region where I am living, we're extremely lucky because we have still access to water. Even though nowadays we can't anymore use the water for drinking, we are buying water actually. The main water is called technical water, only that we can use only for washing dishes or
Yes.
cleaning the house, nothing more. So basically, definitely we should encourage the communities living in your region and in our region as well, in order to create awareness that we should help our friends living there in Africa. And I am having the opportunity in this platform of One Health Lessons to hear the stories of many fellow African friends who are truly such a blessing in my life, I would say, because I wasn't aware to what extent there are some problems in other regions of the world regarding food or water scarcity. So my question for you will be perhaps, so you have created the foundation, you are having a plan that is very well structured. What are your plans regarding reaching the institutions in your country? What about promoting these lessons in front of the political elite in front of your in your country, like, reaching perhaps the Ministry of Health, contacting the Ministry of Health or the Ministry of Justice or even the Prime Minister or the President and saying, oh look, we're having a great initiative that should be promoted widely in the national TV channels perhaps, or in the radios? What do you think about this idea?
Well, I must say thank you once again, because the questions are very directly taking the direction that we need to add very keenly. So this is a great plan, and this is what we have in our medium and short-term plan, because we need to engage the different sectors and different institutions as soon as we can, because it's very important that we come together, because health is all about intersectoral collaboration, multidisciplinary and transdisciplinary approaches. So I said that, for example, October 2020, we reached out to different ministries and we told them about the need to support us, because we are a non-profit organization. We thrive on donations and support from friends and well-wishers and sponsorship. So we called upon from support from different institutions like the Ministry of Water and Environment. We invited the Permanent Secretary to be the guest of honor of the training, to officiate the event, which he did delegate an official from the Ministry of Water and Environment, who is a senior environment officer. She came with a message from the Ministry of Water, and she told us what that they are doing as a Ministry of Water and Environment. And actually, she is the one, she's called Madame Betty Mbolanyi, and I must say that she is the One Health focal point person in the ministry. She told us that the ministry, which is representing the government, is doing its best to embrace the One Health approach. And so they are having the One Health District Task Force. At each district, there is a One Health desk that's handling environment conservation using a One Health approach. We were glad to hear about this. And she pledged to give us technical support as RWICA. And we were very welcoming and to this contribution and kind support from the Environment Officer of Ministry of Environment. I must say that we also reached out to Ministry of Finance because I understand it supports different work. However, we did not get financial support because we need financial support to take care of the event. One Health lessons interns really the job as Natasha, Oscar, and the community knowledge of so they place in the next training.
Could you please repeat what did you say at the very last, because the internet is not stable?
Sorry, yes. I mentioned that when we reached out to the different ministries, like Ministry of Finance, they did not readily support us there, but they pledged support in another event. Hopefully, when we are ready to go to another community, we shall reach out to them and hopefully they will support us.
So I'm glad that to some extent there is some support coming from this lady, Madame Betty, that you have mentioned about. That is actually an advisor in the Ministry of Health in Uganda. I'm truly happy that there is some support from that department. I truly hope that also from the Ministry of Finance they will soon eventually launch some donations for your organization, and perhaps share the idea that definitely the problem of water scarcity in Uganda should be solved as soon as possible, because I truly believe that is a country that is full with natural resources, beautiful places to visit, and therefore the primary duty of the government should be to work on in the field of water scarcity, definitely. I have now perhaps a personal question for you outside of the work of your organization.
Sorry, Christina, can I mention something actually very important at this point?
Sure.
I must say that we are trying our best to call upon support and call for action, but the idea of multi-sectoral collaboration is actually more of a new concept to the traditional concept that has been existing.
Very interesting.
So,
I didn't know this.
Yes, so the support from, for example, when you approach the finance sector, their attitude is not, yes, they appreciate that people do appreciate environment conservation, but they don't understand it at length. And these are, I can't say they're not grassroots people, they are the officials, the decision makers. But one of the comments I must bring here that I got a comment from the Ministry of Finance that, oh, we do not really support grassroots work. Maybe you can now approach organizations like UNDP, the big NGOs to support you. But as Ministry of Finance, we do not support grassroots work. It's at the grassroots level where people are actually really suffering and need first-hand help. So, well, the good thing is that now they know about RWICA and what we are doing. I'm saying the ministry, maybe the ministry, sectors like Ministry of Finance. So they know about RWICA, and at least we have a leveled ground. So next time when we approach them, maybe it will be a second visiting, a second maybe request for support, and hope, yes, they will maybe support us. But the concept is a very new concept to them, and they think if it's about environment, it has to be one ministry to handle this. Yet this is a multi-sectoral.
It can be a multiple collaboration. It can be, a collaboration among a few ministries, not only one.
Yes.
Perhaps the Ministry of Culture can promote the idea of the preservation of one health as a culture, not only
Yes.
as a notion. And then the work of the Ministry of Health on the other side is to, make a concise plan regarding the implementation of such policies, etc., etc.
Yes.
So definitely, I didn't know that there's some sort of how can I say, there is some another understanding regarding the traditional and the governmental aspect of policies. Now I have another question for you. As I mentioned just a few minutes ago, it's a more personal question for you. Outside of your work of the RWICA Foundation, what are your future plans regarding your career as a person? Would you you said that you're a sociologist, and already you're doing social work, but as a woman, would you like to later on to pursue a master's or a PhD degree, or perhaps become a professor that will teach in the university the importance of your foundation and One Health as a approach as well?
Well, this is, I must say that you are a great interviewer. Thank you. The questions are good. And yes, I have plans to further my education and
Could you repeat, please?
research.
Could you repeat, please?
Sorry?
Could you repeat?
Come again?
More? Yes, now
yes. Can you hear me?
Yes, now I can.
Yes, I do have plans to further my education to obtain a master's degree and also to become a researcher in my career, because I value the importance of research as it gives out information. So I really appreciate the idea of advancing my education and my career as a sociologist and as environment protection activist and as a One Health practitioner. I would like to extend my education, but I have limited resources to carry out my further education. I have applied for several scholarships, but I must say I have not yet gotten one. For example, right now I am applying for the Alexandra von Humboldt Climate Change Fellowship.
Excellent.
Yes, I have not yet gotten one, but this is my plan. I've also applied for the Chevening Scholarship, but I have not been able to get one. So this is my plan, and these are my future goals to get a scholarship.
Absolutely. If I hear about some scholarship opportunities, I will definitely share it with you. You know, I'm living currently in Istanbul. I'm studying in Istanbul, and I can recommend you regarding Turkey, the Turkish government scholarship for undergraduates, masters, and PhD degrees. It's a very important scholarship opportunity in Turkey, and its reputation is spread all around the world regarding actually the students protection here in Turkey. Foreign students and also domestic students are protected, and they have equal opportunities because Turkey as a country is a very hospitable country. Foreigners are treated wonderfully. In Turkey, as a foreigner, I never felt that I'm a foreigner. On the contrary, I felt that I'm at home, and this is what I'm really thankful regarding my stay here.
Yeah.
Perhaps I have one last question for you. What is your message for the future generations? Imagine 10 years later, that because nowadays we are all of us more or less familiar with the concept global health, but not really One Health. So what is the message for the future generation from your own personal experience?
Wonderful. My message to the current and next generation is that we need to empower one another. And I would like to encourage the younger generation to seek out knowledge and embrace different online platforms and learning, because this is the way forward. This is the knowledge and information globally that has been made easier when we access it online, because environment conservation starts with each one and every one of us, because it affects everyone. When we conserve the environment will be able to uphold humanity, and the One Health approach is the best way to approach approach environment and nature conservation. So I urge the young generation to embrace the health approach. One initiative is here to make information sharing very easy. It has knowledge.
Could you repeat once more? Once more.
Okay, thank you. I would encourage the younger generation, the next generation, and the current generation to embrace the One Health, to appreciate the value of knowledge and information, because it's the way we can get empowered to value nature and environment. Because when we conserve nature, nature will be able to uphold humanity, and we shall live in harmony with nature. So I urge the next generation and the current generation to live in harmony with nature. And the One Health Lessons Initiative has made this easy by disseminating knowledge and information to the people in the most easiest way possible for every community and person globally.
Absolutely. You know, I often say to young children, please hear the echo of the nature. The nature has also an echo, and you need to hear it. And once you hear it, you will be able to communicate with nature. And that's also the same idea that you're sharing with us by stating that, you know, that we should live in harmony with nature. I am truly inspired by your story. I really hope so that also I can interview you in another occasion in the future. And definitely thank you very much for sharing your wonderful story with us. And thank you for your incredible contribution to One Health lessons. And also thank you for translating the lessons in your local language. I'm currently translating the lessons, One Health lessons about COVID-19 in Macedonian language, in my native language. And I must absolutely say that we do not know in Macedonia yet, or in the Balkan region, or even in Turkey, the notion of One Health. We just speak about global health, but not really One Health. So I think that I can, to some extent, promote this notion of One Health. Thank you very much, Aisha. I'm very happy that I have talked with you, and good luck with the work of your organizations. And please share with us any news that are going to be implemented in the future, or any initiatives that are going to be implemented in the future in your region. Take care of yourself, and bye-bye.
Thank you, Christina. It's been a pleasure. So speaking to you, you have been wonderful and a great interviewer. Take good care of yourself and stay blessed.
Likewise. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.